You ever wake up to the sound of your own gravel crunching and just know something isn't right? That's what happened to me that morning. A white SUV I'd never seen inching up my driveway. Windows tinted darker than a senator's secrets. Moving too careful, too quiet for any neighbor. I set down my mug, Florida heat still steaming off the rim, and stared them down before they even killed the engine. Two guys stepped out matching blue tactical vests, clean polos. One clutching a clipboard like he'd just been handed the nuclear codes, the other keeping a hand too close to an empty holster. Not cops. Not even close. And buddy, I've seen real authority who've been up to my elbows in places the evening news won't even whisper about. So believe me when I say, I could smell the bluff before either of them spoke. "Afternoon, sir," clipboard says, like he's practiced it in a mirror. "We're with the HOA Enforcement Division, responding to a complaint about unsecured firearms." He's waiting for me to flinch. I don't. I watch for badges, name tags, anything that might say they're more than props in a cheap play. Nothing. No anxious rookie jitters either. These guys are here for a different reason, one I can see straight through. This is private property. I say, easy and even, you're on it without a warrant. The younger one, broader shoulders, steps up, eyes searching my chest for a weakness or maybe for a badge of his own. He comes up empty. "We've been authorized to do a visual inspection," he says. "By who?" I ask, raising one eyebrow. He says, "Homeowners Association protocol. You agreed when you moved in." I step down a stair, put aside OI. I never agreed to suspend the Fourth Amendment. You could feel the heat thicken in the pause that followed. It was all a show, and I'd seen better performances overseas by kids with cardboard weapons. Finally, the second one says, "You need to calm down. We're just doing our job." I almost laugh, but instead I just roll up my right sleeve, let him see the eagle, globe, and anchor inked into my skin, the Semper Fi that's been with me longer than either of these chumps have probably been shaving. The younger guy steps back, just a hair. You know that look when a man realizes he's in way over his head? That's what I saw. They thought they could rattle me. They didn't know that after 2 tours in Iraq, after seeing places where law breaks down by breakfast, I don't rattle easy. And in that quiet, you could see their edges start to fray. The moment one of them touched my doorknob, my voice dropped flat. "You've got 5 seconds to step off my property." He froze. Clipboard guy tried to take control. "Sir, you're obstructing an official investigation." That's when I let out a short, sharp laugh, cold as the space between us. "No, what you're doing is impersonating law enforcement." I stepped closer, not to threaten, just so they'd feel it. "This isn't your jurisdiction. This isn't your badge. And it sure as hell isn't your home." The mask cracked. They stopped acting, started looking at each other for backup, but there was no script for this. That's when it clicked. This was never about the HOA, never about gun safety. It was about me, about a guy who wouldn't take down his Gadsden flag, who asked why one too many times at community meetings, who didn't bend just because some committee wanted him quiet. So I made a plan, right there. Didn't yell, didn't escalate, just reached inside my door, picked up my phone, hit record, and stepped back onto the porch. I looked them in the eyes. "Let me ask you something. You two even know what the Fourth Amendment is. Silence. It protects me from unlawful search and seizure. Means you don't get to inspect my home without a warrant or probable cause." You could feel the shift. The recording light blinked. The illusion fell apart. No badge, no ID, no warrant, just made-up titles and matching vests. "You boys may want to step back before this becomes evidence in a courtroom." That did it. The taller one looked ready to run. The other stared at the SUV like it might bail him out. But I wasn't bluffing, and for the first time they saw it. But here's where it gets interesting. See, most stories end there. Not this one. Because an hour later, a real squad car rolled up, lights off, moving like a man who knows this isn't a drill. Deputy Mike Dalton, a buddy from Iraq, stepped out. No posturing, just the steady walk of a guy who's seen what happens when lines get crossed. We shook hands, stepped inside, and I played him the footage. When I paused it mid-frame, Mike noticed something jagged white scar along the taller guy's neck. "I know that scar," Mike muttered, running a hand over his face. "Travis Bell. Used to work private security, got canned for getting rough on eviction jobs. No license, no oversight now. He's trouble. The other guy? Blank slate. But you know the type wanna be tough, easy to hire, easier to forget. The plates on the SUV? Stolen. Reported 5 days ago. The whole thing reeked of backroom HOA games. Someone on the board had hired Bell off the books, no official paper trail hoping I'd fold. Instead, I documented every second. And as the story broke, as the footage leaked, neighbors started dropping by, some bringing baked goods, others just wanting to shake my hand. The Gadsden flag on my porch stopped being a joke and started meaning something. I'd stood my ground, and folks noticed. Then the twist, a letter from the HOA. Mandatory review hearing, accusing me of aggressive behavior and disruption of authority. No mention of Bell, no mention of the footage. Just vague threats dressed up as procedure. So I did the only thing that made sense. Showed up to the meeting in my dress blues, medals lined up, phone in hand. The board tried to start their speech. I hit play on the video instead. No edits, just the truth through fakes on my porch caught cold. I let the tape roll till the end, then stood up. I've served in places you can't pronounce, lost friends to causes bigger than any of us. What I won't do is let intimidation replace law or silence replace accountability. Nobody met my eyes. Someone in this room gave those men the green light. I said, voice steady. And I won't let you turn this neighborhood into a place where fear runs deeper than the roots. No debate. No excuse. Just the sound of my shoes on tile as I walked out. Later that week, another letter, this one quiet, clinical. Complaint withdrawn. No further action pending. That was it. No apology, no explanation, just the sound of a system backing down when finally faced with the truth. But here's what sticks with me. His was never just about me, or the HOA, or even some flag. It was about drawing a line, daring someone to cross it, and standing firm when they do. They came to shut me up. Instead, they showed everybody what happens when you stand your ground. And you tell me, where's the line between authority and abuse? Who gets to decide how far is too far? Drop your thoughts below, because justice isn't just what's written down, it's what we're willing to defend. Right here, right now.